So proud to be Haitian because just everything about being Haitian is just awesome.
Everyone know about the history of Haiti, first Black independent country in 1804.
Understanding the history of Haitian people, you can't help but be proud of the accomplishment that have happened.
Haitian Americans have done really well in the past few years. There's still a lot more work to be done. Only about 20% of us actually have a bachelor's degree.
I understand firsthand some of the challenges that Haitian American students, graduates, and professionals have faced.
Some of them have overcome incredible adversity.
Both immigrated or asylum seekers or refugees.
There are not that many Haitian-focused scholarships, but like any other award, the NAHP Leadership Award is providing recognition for one's hard work.
As we know, college is expensive, so this scholarship fund provides the chance for a brighter future.
It felt like the universe was speaking, like I needed the money, I was intrigued, people were telling me to apply.
Going to college or graduate school can be very, very expensive. So donating to a scholarship like this would help that expense be more manageable.
Future generation of leaders, scholars, entrepreneurs,
young adults that are trying to make something of their lives.
They are rock stars. They just need the help, and they need us to help them accomplish it.
There's like this Haitian proverb that says, "Meilleur pied palu," many hands make the load lighter.
Log in and you can donate $10, $25, $50.
It makes me think of the Malcolm X quote that education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. It makes me happy to know that our organization is contributing to that goal, preparing others for the future.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back once again. My name is Doris, Claslyn Doris Chin-Pierre, but I'm known by many as Doris. I am the scholarship coordinator here at the National Alliance for the Advancement of Haitian Professionals. It is once again a pleasure to be here to provide you with best tips and strategies so that you can submit a successful scholarship application. And so I'll spend the first 30-40 minutes going over my usual tips for you and strategies. I'll go through the application, and then I will leave plenty of time at the end to answer any questions that you may have about the scholarship, about the process, etc. Well, let's get started. I am going to go ahead and share my screen. And as always, this is meant to be more of a conversation. If you have, specific questions, I'm happy to respond. I'm happy to address any concerns or any comments that you may have about the scholarship process. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. This is the name of the webinar for this afternoon is Scholarship Application Strategies, presented by yours truly, Claslyn Doris Jean-Pierre. But today we are going to focus on the NAP Haitian American Leadership Award Scholarship, where every year so far we have awarded 5 students and recent graduates with a scholarship to continue their education. And of course, we will explore strategies to assist you in submitting a strong scholarship application. Let's take a look at the eligibility requirements before we dive into what the application actually entails. And bear with me here. I could load it on here as well and see which one loads faster. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the eligibility requirements or criteria. You must be enrolled in an accredited university, 2 or 4 year college or university. You must be an undergrad, or you must be in an undergrad or graduate program, full-time or a part-time student, excluding non-credit courses. So if you are just pursuing a certificate program, this is not the best scholarship for you. You are considered to be a full-time student if you are enrolled in 12 or more credits per semester, or 6+ credits per term. And part-time is 6 credits per term or per semester. You must be of Haitian descent, and your GPA must be between 3.2 and 4.0. Okay. And in terms of, because we received a lot of questions around, do I need to be a US citizen? Do I need to be a legal resident? You can apply if you're a US citizen, a permanent resident, a student on a visa, or if you have temporary protected status, well known as TPS. Okay. And you have to reside in the United States. Okay. So within the application, we have all of these information, and I'll go over the application first, and then we'll dive into the process and the documents that are required to be submitted. All right. So, as always, we collect demographic information, and you always want to make sure that you have the right information on the application. Make sure you add in your full name, your email address, your phone number. And I've seen different instances where we would use the applicant's phone number to reach out to them, to give them an update, to ask clarifying questions. So you do want to make sure that you have the right phone number on file. You want to add in your state, your address, your city, your zip code. You want to add in your date of birth. And then, the first part is considered to be what we call as, given information. You have the information, add it, make sure that it's accurate. Now, where things get a little bit, I wouldn't call it complicated. I would say it requires your attention fully, is when it comes to drafting things like your biography, your resume, and your essay submission. Okay. And as always, I like to navigate to on the NAP platform to show you an example of, a biography. As you can see here, the application is asking you to either upload your biography or to write the biography. And I've seen people get as creative as submitting, a a 2-slide PowerPoint with their biography. They would add things, their hobbies, things they enjoy eating. They would add what makes them unique. You want to leave that lasting impression when our judges or the committee, when they are reviewing your application, you want to leave a lasting impression. And how do you do that? You do that by being you, by communicating your brand and helping them understand why you are the right fit or the right applicant for this scholarship. Okay. So I've used Molina as example quite a few times. Let's see who I can pick on today. Well, not pick on, but let's see which example I could use. Let's go ahead and use Serge's biography to give you an idea of what your biography should entail. Okay. Your biography should be short and to the point. It should give people a brief summary, a brief overview into who you are as an individual, but as a professional. From reading here, I can tell that he has a Master of Science in accounting, and he also has an MBA in management of technology. You want to include your education. I've seen different things in different formats. Sometimes people would start their biography with their education. Others would leave it as the last paragraph. For me personally, I usually add it last just because I want to be able to capture people's attention with who I am as an individual first. Okay. And from reading this, we can tell that Serge, and I can vouch for him, has amazing negotiation skills and relationship building skills, right? And so these skills mentioned here, or strengths mentioned here, are extremely important for professionals, right? So that's one way to say, hey, committee, I have the ability to build a relationship with people, whether you want to be a doctor, whether you want to be in business. This is who I am. I'm known to be a relationship builder. Okay. And so you want to add information, what you're passionate about, what you are known for, what you enjoy doing. You can add where you grew up. You can add where you currently reside, etc. Keep it short. And you could see here, one thing that I'll point out as the last tip for a biography, it starts with Mr. Renault, right? Instead of I am someone who is, you can speak in first person as well, but I've seen that most of the times people would just write a biography in third person in a way, okay? So find what suits you the most, find what tells your story, and give the committee members a full idea of who you are as an individual and as a professional. Okay. All right. Navigating back to the application. The second component is an essay. And with essays, I have best tips, which I always cover at the end. The prompt for this year says, tell us about a situation when you had to overcome barriers and demonstrated leadership to achieve a goal. Okay, so make sure you take the time to think thoroughly about the essay question and make sure you address all components of the question, right? So for example, an essay would not be considered to be fully complete, or I would say meeting or responding to the question if you provide information about the barriers you've had to overcome, or if you describe the situation, right? But then you don't talk about how you went about it. What are the strategies that you used in order for you to overcome these barriers? And how did you demonstrate leadership? Did you were you throughout the barriers, throughout the challenges, did you stay focused? You want to talk about that. Did you reach out to other people for advice? You want to talk about that. Did you get to a point, in the situation or during the challenging times, did you want to give up, but then you remember your end goal and you said, Doris, you will not give up today, right? You want to tell that story. When you write an essay, you want to ensure that it makes sense. Okay? Tell that story. Tell your story. Tell your story. Okay? And so you want to tell us about the situation, but you also want to talk about how you overcame the barriers and how you were able to demonstrate your leadership skills. And so the last piece of that essay should always talk about the goal that you were able to achieve as a result of overcoming these barriers and using your skills, your leadership skills, to achieve the goal. Like, what was that goal? Was it that you wanted to finish college? Was it a goal for you to launch a business? Was it a goal for you to empower others, right? You want to talk about that achievement. You want to say, as a result of the strategies that I used, I was able to achieve X, Y, and Z. Bring it all together for the committee, okay? Don't leave us guessing. Bring it all together. Talk about that achievement. We always celebrate achievements here at NAP. We want to celebrate your achievement. Great. We can continue. The other piece that we would like for you to provide is a professional headshot. Now, a professional headshot is not a selfie. It is not, it's not a group photo, right? You went out for girls' night. It was girls' night out. Or you went out with your family members. You took a group photo, or you were drinking water. You were, sipping. I don't know what you may have had in your cup. You don't want to provide that photo. You want to provide a professional headshot. And we can navigate again back to the NAP website. As you can see here, I could clearly see his face, right? He's smiling a little bit, right? This is considered to be a professional headshot. Molina also has a professional headshot. Mika, one of my all-time favorite colleagues at NAP, take a look at her headshot. She's wearing blue. She has a nice color on. Her makeup is not too heavy. You could see her full face. That's why it's considered to be a professional headshot. I've seen other people get creative, right? If you are in the creative field or creative industry, and you have taken a photo sitting on a couch, as long as we can see your face fully, it could be considered a professional headshot. Now, you have to take into consideration your attire, what's in the background, etc. For example, if you don't want to pay JCPenney or another photographer to take professional headshots for you, if you have a nice phone, an iPhone, an Android phone, you can ask one of your family members, one of your friends to say, hey, I need to take a professional headshot. Can you please help me with it, right? And you need to find, you need to stand somewhere that's clear, like your background has to be clear or at least blurred out. Show your full face. Like, you can't have your hair covering your eyes or your hair covering your nose or covering your lips. You want to show your face as much as possible. You want to ensure that the photo is clear, and it's just who you are. People have to be able to, for example, if we were to meet you at a conference, that photo should somewhat be similar, right? So we always say, don't wear heavy makeup. Wear something nice, something that shows enough, right? Like I'm wearing a t-shirt today. You can wear a t-shirt. You can wear a suit. Again, take a professional headshot. All right. I don't think I need to dive more into a professional headshot, but if you have any other questions, again, I'm happy to respond. All right. You want to indicate your current education level. That's easy peasy. You want to indicate whether you are enrolled full-time or part-time. You want to upload your transcript. You want to add information about your high school, your SAT scores, your ACT scores, if you have them, your current university or college. You want to add the number of hours you've completed so far, your GPA, your current major, or if you have not started yet, you want to add your intended major. Okay. If you are already enrolled, you want to upload your tuition bill, or if you will just get started in a month or two, you want to add in your enrollment acceptance letter, basically the letter that says, congratulations, you have been accepted into X, Y, and Z program. If you have volunteering experience, you want to add that on the application as well. And this, you will describe your experience with community service and volunteering, particularly focus on areas of leadership. Have you started a project? Were you a project manager for a specific project or a specific initiative within your community? You can, again, write it in essay format, or you can type it, you can upload it, or you can write it right on the website. As I've said before, I highly encourage you all to start working on a Word document or a Google Doc document. If you are an avid mobile user, you want to use the note feature on your cell phone to add all of this information, because it's not something that you can start and just go move away from it. Like, once you close the page, you would have to start all over. But if you start from a Word document, you can either upload the specific things that we're asking for, or you can copy and you can paste things here. Okay, and you can format. You can change the font. You can add bullets. You can indent, etc., or add indentation, etc. You want to also add any other extracurricular activities that you've participated in during your years in high school or in college. And here we're asking for, the past 4 years. This could be sports, it could be music, it could be activities. If you are a religious person, church activities, school activities, community activities, etc. Awards and honors. Did you receive an award during sophomore year? You want to add that. Again, we want to celebrate your accomplishments. And for your resume, right? Your resume, we usually look for a one-page resume. And I would say, if you have worked with a coach before, if you've worked with a counselor before, have them assist you, if you're not able to do it, with creating your resume. Okay. And let's say that your regular resume is 3 pages. There are many strategies you could use to remove any additional information that's not relevant for the scholarship, so that you can keep your resume as short as possible. And of course, we're asking for 2 recommendation letters. I always say, ask ahead, do not procrastinate. And this letter can be from a professor, a teacher, a supervisor, a church leader, a community leader, preferably people that you've worked with instead of, your siblings. If I were to reach out to my sister and say, hey sis, I need a letter of recommendation. Can you write one for me? I'm sure she would have a lot of amazing things to say about me, right? Which is great. But we want these letters to come from people that have supervised you in the past, or that can speak about your leadership skills. Okay. And once you have all of the information aforementioned, you need to click I agree, and then you would submit your application. And of course, it's not going to allow me to click send because it's not completed. All right. So easy peasy. And again, we continue to use the exact same applications that we've used in the past. It's a simple application. It's not a 3-page application. Take the time, start gathering all of the information that you need ahead of time. Okay. All right. So navigating back to this page, as I've mentioned, you want to submit a proper your essay in proper format. The essay should be typed, should not be handwritten. Times New Roman, 12-point font size, double spaced, no more than 2 pages. So again, this is where I highly encourage you to ask a supervisor, a friend, to look over the essay and provide insight. The letters of recommendation, as I've mentioned before, it can come from a professor, but at least we would like for one of them to be from a professor or a teacher. The other letter can come from supervisors, church leaders, community leaders that you've worked with, etc. One-page resume. Keep it short. Keep it straight to the point, and remove any information that could be considered irrelevant for this application. Okay. And we've asked for the letter, as I've mentioned before, your biography, your professional headshot and picture, etc. All right. All right. And you can go on the website because we tell you more about, the selection process. I don't know if I mentioned this. I can't remember if I mentioned this at the beginning, but we award or we provide 5 scholarships per year. So the NAP partnership with St. Augustine University is 2 scholarships. We're providing 2 scholarships, but for this, the NAP Haitian American Leadership Award, we are providing 5 scholarships. Okay, I'm going to navigate back here to the PowerPoint, and then we'll go over best tips. All right. Okay. Let me share my screen again. Okay. So we have went over the application, and as always, if you have additional questions, please do reach out to us via email. General tips for submitting your application. Do not procrastinate. I know it's easy for us sometimes to say, we'll get it done tomorrow. We'll push it back to Monday. Next thing you know, time goes by so fast, way too fast. You want to make sure that you start working on the application early. And that could be just reaching out to your professor and say, hey, I would like to, or I will be applying for a scholarship at NAP. Can you write me a recommendation letter, please? The application closes in May, right? If you wait May 31st, I believe, if you wait until May 30th, your professor may not be able to get it to you on time. And one thing that I always mention, when you work on the application, make sure you are uploading the right file. So if you are uploading your volunteering activities, I would do, Doris _ Jean Pierre, NAP scholarship, volunteering activities. Your resume, Doris _ Jean Pierre, or that Jean Pierre, NAP scholarship resume. Make sure you are choosing the proper file or the right file when you are submitting your application. We have in the past, we have received non-related documents, like non-scholarship related documents and information. So, and sometimes it does delay the process, and it also affects your, whether or not you may be able to get a scholarship, right? Because you want to pay attention to what is required of you for the scholarship. You want to stay organized throughout the process, and this is where you would want to have a spreadsheet or a sticky note or a handwritten note, or people use different tools. People use different tools to stay organized. Whatever tools works best for you or work best for you, that's what you need to use. Okay. If you are someone who likes to use like a to-do note or to-do list, you want to keep that list organized. Have you requested letter 1? Have you requested the second letter? Have you started working on your resume, on your essay? Do you need to have someone take a look at it for you? Check these things off as you continue to work on the application. Pay attention to details and requirements. I mentioned this a couple of seconds ago. You want to make sure you are addressing the question or questions that are being asked. You want to make sure that you are uploading the right file. You want to make sure that you are reviewing your application in full. You want to make sure that you meet the requirements. Take the time, navigate on the website, and learn more about the scholarship, the criteria, etc. Complete the application in full. And as you could see on the website, as you saw earlier, if you don't have all of the information that are being asked, you will not be able to submit your application. Now, if you want to submit the application without submitting all of the information that we're asking, for example, the section where it says upload a biography, and instead of uploading a biography, you write something like to be provided later, just so you can submit the application. It is not considered to be a completed application. You have to provide the exact details that we're looking for and that we're asking. And just so you know, at the beginning of the scholarship review process, we screen the applications to ensure that anyone that we refer to the next step in the process, they have everything that we're asking. Do they have a resume? Have we received their letters? Did they provide a biography? Do they have a professional headshot? If you are missing one of the things that we're looking for, you may receive a rejection email saying, thank you for applying for the NAP scholarship, but unfortunately you did not meet the criteria. Again, because you didn't take the time to apply fully. Give it a final once over. And it's something that you can do yourself, but I encourage for you to ask a colleague. I encourage for you to ask a family member to review the application for you, to provide any insight, to provide feedback, so that you can submit, you can put your best foot forward, basically. Okay. All right. And ask for help if you need it. Let's say that in working on your resume or on your essay, you've had to overcome many barriers in the past, and you don't know which one to focus on. Maybe sit down with a friend and have a conversation and scope it out, right? Let's say that you are on the website and you are having trouble uploading your essay, uploading any of the documents that we're asking. You can certainly feel free to reach out and say, hey, I'm having technical difficulties on the website. Can you help me with that? Okay. Ask your professors for assistance. Ask your teachers for assistance. Ask your mentor if you have one, or your sponsor for assistance if you have a mentor or a sponsor. Okay. And the best tip of them all, stay professional throughout the process. In the past, we have received interesting emails. If for any reason you decide to procrastinate and not work on the resume, on the application ahead of time. Every now and then we may extend the deadline for the application, but until you see an official letter, an official email, an official post from NAP on Facebook, Instagram. We don't have a TikTok yet. Facebook, Instagram. I know we're on Twitter, or via the newsletter saying, we've extended the deadline for the application. Do not just assume that we're going to extend the deadline. Okay? Use the deadline that we've provided on the website to work on the application and to submit it on time. Do not procrastinate. Do not wait on it. And do not just assume that we are going to accept a late application, or for whatever reason, don't assume that we'll make specific exceptions, right? We want the process to be fair, and we want it to be an equitable process. That's why we've established things like criteria and deadlines. So make sure that you start working on your application early. Going back to point number 1, do not procrastinate. And throughout the whole process, stay professional. All right, let me stop sharing and see what questions that we have received from the audience here. All right, I'm a high school junior, but I am an early graduate. Not sure what the question is asking. Not sure if you are wondering whether or not you would be eligible for the application. If you are in high school, like, I would need a bit more information. Is it that you participated in dual enrollment, which is where sometimes while you are in high school, you are taking college classes or college courses? Do you intend to apply for the NAP Leadership Award Scholarship, or are you looking to apply for the St. Augustine's University Partnership Scholarship? I would say please reach out to me via email, and I will drop my email in the chat. It is basically Claslyn that Jean-Pierre, so CLASLYNE Jean-Pierre at napusa.org. I would say reach out to us, please, or scholarship at napusa.org so that we can provide more information about your question. All right. Do we have another question? I am an international student. Are international students eligible for a scholarship? It depends, right? It depends. If you plan on pursuing your education here in the US and you reside in one of the 50 states, or you are a legal resident in the United States, you are eligible for the program. If you are on a student visa, you are also eligible for the program. And is it that, again, I would just need to clarify the question a little bit more. Are you here in the US studying? Because then you would be considered to be an international student on a visa, maybe on a visa. You would be eligible for the program, for the scholarship. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Well, as always, I would like to take this time to thank you for your undivided attention. Thank you for spending this time with me this afternoon, going over the application, going over the criterias, and really what we're asking for potential scholars for, considering applying for the NAP scholarship program. As always, if you have any other questions, my email is on the screen. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to assist. If you encounter any technical difficulties on our website, do not hesitate to reach out to us at the organization. We'll be more than happy to assist you. Once again, it has been a pleasure. I hope to see you all next time. And we look forward to reviewing all of your applications. Thank you so much. Take care, and we will be in touch soon. Bye-bye.